Welcome to the Business Bear Podcast, Garrett County Business Development's local business marketing podcast, hosted by me, local radio personality and the voice of Garrett County, Connor Norman. Why Business Bear? Well, not only are black bears famous in our community, but the acronym actually stands for something. It stands for Business Expansion Assistance and Retention Podcast. So on this show, we sit down and spend 15 to 30 minutes talking with our local business owners, state partners, and economic development professionals in Garrett County. It's our hope that you learn a lot, and we'll try to have some fun while we're at it. So stay tuned and buckle up. Let's get this show on the road. I'm going to be welcoming Kim Carter. Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
You know, I have to say that it's been so exciting to learn about what you do and to get to know that you have an excellent service right here in our community. And I think our listeners today are going to be excited to hear more about it at today, which is our live Business Bear podcast event. We're doing this to celebrate Economic Development Week here in Garrett County. It's being celebrated all over Maryland right now, but we thought we would put a high crown on our head by doing a fun event that's never been done before. So we're going to be putting this out there all over Garrett County and all over our state to let them know that we've got a lot going on here right in our community. And you know what? I've talked enough. I think they know what we're all about. So let's talk about Kim Carter. Kim, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've lived in Garrett County for 3.5 years now. My husband and I decided to retire here, and it has just been such an amazing place to live full-time. It's, beside being beautiful with the lake and the mountains, it's been so much fun. We go hiking, we go boating. There's so many things to do in Garrett County. Even though the town is very small, it's an incredibly active town. It's like a beehive of activity,
Wow.
which is just so amazing for us because as we're getting older, we don't want to just sit around and watch TV. We want to be out there and keep moving and keep ourselves young at heart.
Yeah.
And young physically. So it's just been a joyful place to live.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for saying that. You know, I think I say this often. I've never been able to get when people say there's nothing to do in Garrett County. Well, you're not looking very hard, or you need somebody to tell you what to do. It's a hive of activity. There's so much going on. I mean, you can't go 5 steps without finding a great group to be involved with. You know, we just talked about the Oakland Women's Civic Club in here, which is a great organization. There's so many nonprofits. You can go out there and volunteer and meet people. There's social events happening year-round. There's tons of organizations and businesses. So I think you've picked that up. I think you articulated that well, and I think the check's in the mail for you. We'll have that out to you later this week.
Well, thank you.
Kim, tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, I started my business as a life coach
Okay.
because I felt like I have learned such valuable information that I would love to share with others.
Yeah.
And it's result-based. My coaching is for anyone who is trying to achieve a specific result, whether it's growing their own business, whether it's just having better relations with family, spouses, just anything at all with making better connections with people in the community, clients, just anything that anyone would be wanting to work towards as far as obtaining a better result in their life. So that is what I do.
Awesome.
I'm a life coach and relationship and connection coach. And I believe that connection with others, whether it be in your personal life, in your business life, it's so important to create that connection just for a better life in general.
Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head there. You know, how valuable that is. You know, I've known you 5 minutes, and I can already tell you're a positive person. and that's fantastic. You have a great personality to lead, I think, in these fields. You sound like you have a lot of experience, around these subjects. Is there a way that people can connect with you? Do you have like a website, or do you have a social media presence, maybe a telephone number or an email that somebody could, if they're interested in saying, I really need to make a change in this certain aspect of my life, maybe I need to talk to Kim and see if we might be a good fit and if her services could help me, where would they go?
Absolutely. Reach me on my website. It's kimcartercoaching.com,
Okay.
or you can email me at kimcarter
Mm-hmm.
at thecoachingcorner.com.
Awesome.
And Coaching Corner is spelled with a K. So
Ah,
it's coaching with a K and corner with a K.
okay. Very neat.
And on there, I have a get in touch page where you can reach out for a free consultation, and we can just talk about whether it is a good fit for me to be able to serve you in reaching your goals or any results that you want in your life.
Awesome. Now, I have a few questions here for you. Now, is this just for individuals, or would, let's say, there's a management team or a business that would say, I've got a few supervisors, they may be valuable for this. Would they be able to contact you to kind of learn more?
Absolutely. They can reach me at, on my website, there's a page to get in touch for the consultation. They can reach me there. They can email me at kimcarter@thecoachingcorner.com, and I'll reach back out to them if they fill out that contact information.
Awesome. So it sounds like your services are flexible and dynamic so that they can reach a wide variety of clients here. Do you operate in the Garrett County area, like throughout the county?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
My one-to-one coaching sessions can be through Zoom. They can be in-person events. In the future, I'll be setting up in-person events if you prefer that, but a lot of my coaching is done on a one-to-one or over Zoom.
Nice. Well, in this go-go world where everyone's busy, it's nice to know that there are some virtual options for this coaching because, again, there's a lot going on. A lot of people can juggle so many things. So you'll be able to meet them right there at their home in their free time. That's really cool that you have that available to your clients.
Yes, and I'm available early in the mornings before someone goes to work, in the evenings, maybe after the kids are in bed. Basically, I have a very flexible schedule,
Okay.
so I've tried to incorporate that so I'm able to meet people where they are.
Now, have you considered doing any live events, like doing any seminars or speaking as a keynote speaker, for example?
That's one of my goals,
Nice.
is to become an international speaker.
Oh, wow.
So that's my big, extraordinary goal for myself. So my goals are evolving as we speak. So
Nice.
I have big aspirations. So
Well, that's excellent. Like I said, with your services and what you provide here, I think from a business perspective, anyone that's looking to grow and maybe needs a little help with the direction, as they contacted you, I think of organizations like our Chamber of Commerce that does lunch and learns. That would be a valuable platform where you could address multiple of their members, or maybe even the college here if they were to host any particular seminars around building business, which they do quite often. Our workforce development engine runs through the Garrett College here, and we're grateful for that. I know they do a lot of events geared around, growing workforce and growing businesses. And a lot of that, I think, finding valuable employees, growing current employees into management, and, establishing entrepreneurs that are looking at the horizon and fulfilling their dreams in business. I think having a little bit of direction or kind of an idea where they should go and a little coaching would help a lot with them. So do you think you'd get into stuff like that?
absolutely, I can definitely be of help to all of those venues that you were talking about, the college,
Yeah.
students, the Chamber of Commerce, all of that. I'm up for all of it.
Awesome.
And I think that I can serve them well in helping them progress with where they want to be.
Yeah.
And from the starting point from where they are now to what they envision themselves doing in the future and becoming, and obtaining those results.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting because you see these. I think if you're a fan of Reels or you're a fan of any type of social media, you always say, you find these influencers that say, hey, you need to be driven, you need to reach the next level, you need to achieve a goal. But sometimes it's like, how do you do that? And having someone that knows what they're talking about to kind of guide you that direction is really nice. So I really thank you, Kim, for coming in and talking today. We're excited to have you here. I understand you've got aspirations of doing your own podcast in the future. I mean, that's going to be exciting. I think we need more. In this community, we just do not have enough around. It's a fantastic medium and a great way to get information out there. So you think that's close on your horizon?
I do. That's one of the projects that I'm going to be working on in November. And I'm really incredibly excited about having my own podcast. And this is information that will be available for free. So
Yeah.
anyone can access this information. And that's what I'm looking forward to. That's one of the things I'll be working on in November.
Awesome. Well, that's so cool that we've got that to look forward to. And of course, all the great things you're going to do here in our community. So again, Kim, I want to thank you so much for coming in. It's been an incredible interview here. Good luck with everything. I know we're looking forward to helping you out here. And of course, can you give everyone your website one more time so that they can find out more from you?
Sure. It's Kim Carter, Carter, coaching.com.
Awesome.
And I'm really looking forward to being able to serve Garrett County
Awesome.
and the surrounding areas.
Well, thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate you.
No, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Business Bear Podcast, and we are celebrating Economic Development Week with our fun live recording. We have been going all day so far, learning from some awesome people, awesome businesses, programs. Right now, we've got a partner here from Garrett College that's going to be talking about some awesome teacher training programs that the college has available right here. And we are excited to talk to Mr. John Taylor. John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How about yourself?
Very good, and I'm excited here. We've got our first guest host. We've got Mr. Nick Sharps from the Garrett County Chamber of Commerce. Nick, how you doing?
I'm great. Excited to be celebrating Economic Development Week.
I am too. I tell you what, I'm a little biased here because I'm working in every day, but economic development is an absolute passion of mine, and I'm happy to have some great businesses and partners in the community that feel the same way. So guys, let's kick it off. John, tell me a little bit about yourself here.
This is my 8th year here at Garrett College, and it's my 39th year working in the field of education. So I've been around the block a few times,
Nice.
And I really enjoy my job. I enjoy working with my colleagues and with my students. The teacher education program here at Garrett College, we actually have 6 degrees that you can get. We have degrees that focus on early childhood education, elementary education, and special education, secondary education, and also physical education and health education. So we have a variety of degrees.
Nice. Now, is this available for people that are coming out of high school, that may have been out of high school for a while? Tell me the process of getting signed up to be a part of these programs.
Actually, our program is available to anyone. I have students who are high school dual enrolled, so
Okay.
you can be in college or in high school and take the program. I have your typical college student, the ones who have just graduated from high school and are in the program. And then I also have those non-traditional students who may have had a previous job and they've decided to come back and pursue education in the field of teacher education. So I have a variety of students.
All right, John, so when you talk about dual enrolled students in the high schools, what age do they start?
Most of my students who take my education classes are a senior.
Okay.
Now, I teach other classes besides teacher education here too, and every once in a while I'll have a junior, but most of them are at least seniors.
Nice. Now, where are the programs of focus? You said everything from kindergarten to
early
and
childhood.
beyond. Okay.
Elementary, special education, secondary education for those students who want to teach high school level, and then physical education and health education, which run the gamut from pre-K up through a senior in high school.
If I'm signing up to learn more about any of these programs or I'm getting involved, I'm thinking teachers on my horizon. Tell me about some of the training programs. Like, where do you start in developing a teacher in those skills?
Well, all the students, when they first come here, they take our, what's called Education 105, which
Okay.
is an initial teacher ed program. And one of the things that we do in our programs, not just in the initial class, but throughout the program, is that we have a strong emphasis on our students actually working in the public schools with public school students.
Okay.
And that starts out at that initial education class, and they have a field experience in public schools. We then go into the next semester, the second semester of the freshman year, they have an additional field experience. Depending on your major, if you're an early childhood major, you have additional field experiences associated with working in those pre-K or kindergarten classrooms. And then our students also have the opportunity to work in what is called College and Me. And I don't know, are you familiar with that program?
I'm not. Tell me a little bit about it.
College and Me is a program within the Garrett County Public School System and Garrett College where all fifth grade students spend at least 1 week here at the college going through different classes, different programs. And so our teacher education majors in Mr. Tim Foster's math education class, they work for a year in that College and Me program, teaching on and off the fifth graders from here in Garrett County. And then in my health education and physical education methods class, my students also teach the College and Me students. So they have, the students here in teacher education have a lot of experience working with public school students, which they need to because one, it's experience itself, but two, you sometimes find your niche and you might believe, oh, I want to teach first grade. But when you do that field experience in first grade, you're like, oh, no, I don't want to do
Yeah.
first grade. I want to do sixth grade or high school. And I tell the students from the beginning that that's what those field experiences are about, to find out what you are most comfortable with in terms of the age of the students.
Wow. And that's really cool that you you develop that with the students as they go along so they have that field experience and again pairs a teacher with the type of pupil that they're going to serve best. So regionally now, is this something that is special to our region? I mean, it's nice to see that we have training programs like this right in our backyard so people don't have to leave the area. Now, do you guys work well with local regional universities and things like that?
Many of our students transfer to Frostburg State.
Okay.
We also have students who transfer to Fairmont State in West Virginia, also West Virginia University. And we also have students who are out-of-state students or even out-of-area students who, once they finish their degree here, they go back to their home state of Virginia or Pennsylvania. Some students go downstate to other universities down around the Baltimore area, that area of Maryland too.
That's awesome. You know, I think it's important to highlight programs like this because our workforce development engine is driven through the college. So as people come up and they want to stay in our community, they want to work in our community, it's nice to know that they have programs like this where, you know, someone's going to be out there, they're going to hear this and they're going to say, you know, I really have a knack for teaching. I want to make a difference in my community and I want to stay here in Garrett County. You know, I want an opportunity where maybe I can move back and grow in an area that's beautiful, that's wide open, that's got plenty of space, and that, quite honestly, the people are just refreshing and great. So it's nice to have experts like yourself, John, out there teaching Garrett College students and our high school students coming up to the college level. I understand some of the college students, by the time they leave the high school, some of them have their associate's degree. Now, is that true for your program?
Not my program yet, but that is being worked upon.
Okay.
There's a new law in Maryland called Blueprint. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not.
Okay.
But it focuses on different aspects of education. And one of the things that we know nationwide is there is an extreme teacher shortage. It's amazing how many teachers they need, and people just aren't going into the field. So
Wow.
the job market is quite extreme. And just to give you an example, I know last year in the state of West Virginia, there were 1,500 shortages in teacher programs, or for jobs for teachers.
Wow.
1,500. And I know that nationwide, This year and next year, they're expecting 55,000 openings
Wow.
for teachers in the United States. And that's significant. And one of the things, too, with Blueprint is, starting in the fall of 2026, the beginning teacher salary for the state of Maryland, now some places may pay more than this, but the beginning teacher salary, starting out with a bachelor's degree, is $60,000.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
When I started
absolutely.
out, I made $15,500 a year, and I got the extra $500 because I taught students with special needs.
I'll tell you what, Nick, I think I'm
Well,
about
yeah, well, I think we should probably sign up.
I think we're signing up for these teacher programs.
I might be giving you a visit.
Well, and you have to keep in mind too, that's just the salary aspect. If you go to someplace downstate, the salary is going to be higher. Plus, you have your benefits, your insurance, your dental, vision, retirement.
Yeah.
So those are all good benefits to consider, especially when you're talking about a 22-year-old student coming out, starting out at $60,000 a year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, if you look at the atmosphere out there, there's a lot of there's the skew towards contractual work, which sometimes may have a big payday, but at the end, you don't consider benefits, you don't consider stability, you don't consider that the difference that job may make. And as a teacher, not only are you benefiting yourself, your own family, but you're making a difference on your community by raising up the children of the future. And being able to teach them and to have an influence on their life is a spectacular honor and a privilege. Appreciate what you do here for our community and helping raise up more teachers. Obviously, there's a shortage, as you said, and it's going to be quite substantial here in the future, so we need more. And I'm thankful that you were able to come in today and spend time with us on our live event here talking about it, because people need to know, and without experts like yourself coming in and telling us about it, they wouldn't know. So I appreciate your time, John. Do you have anything else do you have any special classes or enrollment events coming up that you'd like to talk about?
No, the one thing I do want to stress is that Garrett College as a whole is a family. And if you come here as a student, you are not a number. You are a person, your faculty, the staff, they will know you. And you become a part of this group. And I think that's something that's a benefit to a small school of this type, because you aren't that just person. You are part of the group. I can tell you information about all of my students, and I know other faculty can too, and I think that's something that's special about a small school like this.
Absolutely. Super thrilled with the staff and working along with Garrett College. It's been great to be able to come back and now help in the efforts, especially with stuff like this, which seems simple, but it's going to have a major impact. So again, John, thank you so much for coming in. Is there a particular website where someone can go to learn more about the program?
Just the garrettcollege.edu website, and they can find information about all of our programs or any other information they need.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, John. Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming in to our local live event here at the Business Bear Podcast. We are down at Garrett College. So grateful that they are hosting us today. Great catering for the Castleman Cafe. So excited to they've been able. We edit this, by the way. So it's Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the amazement does not cease today for our live event here at the Business Bear Podcast. We are live at Garrett College, having a great day. We had a little treat stop by from our friends at Fox's Pizza Den here at Deep Creek Lake. They have stopped by to drop off the best treats. They've got fried goodies here for us. My gosh, I'm opening this up, and I wish that I could transmit smell through the audio waves so you guys could smell it here, but it is fantastic. We got a pizza. They set us up with some little chicken bites. We've got Parmesan bites here. It is so good. Onion rings. I'm truly amazed here. And you know what? I was given a little jingle from our friends at Fox's Pizza Den. We're going to play it for you now. It's going to be the next big hit in Deep Creek, I think. Let's play it.
Are you hungry and feeling low? Just pick up the phone and let us know. Freshly baked, cheesy and hot, will satisfy your craving and hit the spot. Fox's Pizza, we're here to serve delicious slices you deserve. Call 240-442-5590. We deliver it all and more. Yeah!
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be singing that the rest of the day. It's going to be stuck in my head. Fox's Pizza Den, thanks so much for dropping off some goodies and supporting the Business Bear Podcast. Happy to have you as well as many of our guests today. Again, big shout out to you guys. Fox's Pizza Den at Deep Creek Lake. Go down and check them out. They've got fried goodies, including some of the best pizza in Garrett County. Thanks again, guys.
I heard you all talking about McDonald's and how people said that, and people say it to me all the time, but I don't know that I have really what it takes to do anything like y'all do, but I do have a voice that carries. I hear people sometimes close their doors whenever I'm teaching because I'm too loud, you know.
You do have a great voice.
Well, it's
Thank
good.
you.
It projects, which is nice.
And I'm curious for you all, can you sing? Because I have no musical talent whatsoever.
No. I think there's a distinct difference between radio guys and singers. Definitely didn't get the notes or whatever that's
a tone
required.
or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call that pitch.
I do sing, but my
Yeah.
wife will tell you that I can't.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So we could try.
She's
We could try to
supposed
sing.
be
but-
supportive. Maybe she is. You know, if you had somebody like that, if you're going on American Idol, they'd have said, "No, don't go, don't go."
She's stopping him from embarrassing himself. It's fine. It's fine.
Well,
And
I
you know what?
mean-
We're just gonna take it from there. That's
All right,
that's
so
good.
Is this thing on then?
This thing's on. We're recording.
I didn't know. I thought maybe you would hit the 3 rules. I'll try to adhere to those.
Yes,
as
our
we
our
communicate.
important Business Bear podcast live event rules. Number 1, it's relax. Number 2, it's have fun. And number 3, it's limit the bad words.
I have to try to put emphasis, or at least remind myself, in number 3, because I worked for probably the last 30 years with just nothing but engineers. So
Oh, nice.
I've got to constantly.
I gotcha.
And I'm not really a public speaker in any fashion, and you'll find that sometimes I maybe lock up a little bit because I'm always trying to run that next sentence in my head before it actually comes out of my mouth, because I need to have that filter, which I haven't had for so long.
Well, I'd say in certain groups, maybe those aren't bad words. They're just words.
sentence enhancers.
Sentence. There we go.
It sounds like SpongeBob, right? Sprinkle on those.
Yeah, exactly. Word enhancers. I like that. I'm gonna start using that, Nick. Well, Mr. Kenny Allman, thanks so much for joining us here. You are with the Garrett College team. Like John, you've got some great programs I think we're going to talk about here today. Really looking forward. I know we connected at Tech of the Gap.
Yes, we did.
You know, last week. Was it last week? Gosh, time flies.
Yeah. And it's already been a week, right?
It's already been a week.
Wednesday, and then
Oh,
a day.
yeah, it was last Wednesday. Jeez. I was happy to see that you were excited about the podcast. And when you signed up, I was really thrilled because you have some excellent programs available in quite a burgeoning field here, not just in Garrett County or around the state, but around the world. We're going to be talking a lot about tech and cybersecurity, and we're going to be talking about some of the awesome programs you guys have today. But before we get there, Kenny, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, first of all, let me just say a hi out to a friend of mine that's probably going to be watching or listening. And I'll just give him a, hey, man. We kind of do that when we see each other. So anyway, a little bit about me. I am not really what you might think of when you think of a teacher or a professor, because this is kind of a secondary, and hopefully I get to finish out my career doing this, because like John said, this is, and people are going to, I guess, have this, don't know who John was, right?
Oh,
Maybe.
your interview's right after his,
Okay,
so they'll get a little intro.
John is definitely a teacher 100%. And, I look to a lot of those for inspiration. Richard Lewis is another teacher in my department that's really been kind of like my mentor. But where I came from was really, I was primarily a programmer. I've been a little bit of everything over the 30 years, probably 35. Time goes by so quickly. But, I've worked for Pharmacare out of Cumberland, if you know Pharmacare.
Yeah.
Helped them and hired a few people to work with me. I've worked for Procom or Network One up in Brewston Mills. I don't know if you know them. I've worked out of Fairmont, West Virginia. And I'm not really I think the younger generation gets the job hopper. They're only at some place for so many years.
Yeah.
But I'm usually there for as long as I can be. And I was very fortunate in this job. I taught as an adjunct here off and on since maybe 2012, helping Richard out. And I just love to teach.
Yeah.
But never really had any training. And adjuncts, you can pay them less and you don't have to have insurance. So they're always looking for adjuncts. So I was happy to do it. I came here with my daughter, who is a Garrett College graduate, during the time when the high schoolers come and see what Garrett College has to offer. And I was like, hey, you need any teachers? And they're like, yeah, we could. So I started teaching as an adjunct, found out that I need a master's degree to really continue. Even if I have all the experience in the world, you have to have a master's degree. So I went back to Frostburg State in 2017 at like the age of, who knows, I'm 56 now, so do the basic arithmetic that I can't do while I'm talking. And I got my master's degree, and lo and behold, the fellow that I was working with, it was a real small team in Fairmont, we were doing telecommunications type services. He said, look, I'm going to sell out. I'm ready. I want to be done. So I thought, I'm glad you told me. I asked Richard, hey, is there any openings? He said, yeah, we need a cybersecurity teacher. So I applied, and this is an amazing job. Everybody here is super great. I agree with all of the positive points that John said, and hopefully I'll be able to continue here until I can retire. And then I'll come back, hopefully as an adjunct. So that's how much I like it.
That's awesome.
I do love it.
Like I said, you've got such an important field here in the community, and I think it's something that a lot of kids coming up through high school, even people out in the public, they know these tech fields are growing, and they know that there's a shortage in them. They know that more and more every day that we need more people in the field.
I wonder how much they really know about the shortage. Now, you heard, because we were at Tech at the Gap, and you heard them refer, there is, and I've seen multiple numbers, with the lowest number being 30,000 open jobs in Maryland alone. We're not talking about Virginia and DC that are right in that hub.
Incredible.
30,000 in Maryland alone that you can just walk into right now. And John was talking, and I don't want to put down anything, but the salary he mentioned, if you start any lower than that in cybersecurity, it would be strange to me. Cybersecurity jobs pay a lot, and they move you up quickly. So even if you do come in for a lower figure, you're probably going to be looking at six figures in not much time at all. So maybe y'all want to reconsider and come into cybersecurity.
We're going to make another career move.
Yeah, I think we're going to make an amendment here.
It ain't
We're
a
now into
problem.
cybersecurity.
Like, you can't do everything you want to do in life,
Yeah.
right?
Can I clone myself and send them to do it and then just reap all the benefit?
Yeah, I wish. You get 7 years is what I've heard to become an expert in any particular field. So,
okay.
I know you could switch it up a good bit if you divide your life by 7, I suppose. That puts you in quite a few different avenues, but you could attain expert status. But
Nice.
if you want some cash, the cyber field is definitely full of that. It's a strange topic, though, because even me, if you ask me, well, can you specifically define what cyber is? It's really kind of hard because it's really a broad. And, here at Garrett College, we're doing 2 years. We want to get you out and get you employed. What I teach is really an AAS degree.
Okay.
You can take it on to Frostburg State or other colleges, but when you come in and you go through our program, you're job ready at the end of 2 years. So you could go and get one of those high-paying 30,000 jobs tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not
incredible.
kidding.
Well, and it's nice to know that it's right here in our backyard. You're not going to have to travel, an hour or two to
A
get
lot
to
of
this.
remote jobs.
You
yes.
can come right here to Garrett College, get all the training you need, and then again have access to remote jobs potentially. So that's fantastic.
Yep.
So if someone were interested in the program, how do they get involved?
Well, see, how do you come and get involved? I don't know. I would say, well, you probably got to call admissions. I don't
There we
know
go.
how to answer the question. I'm sorry that I don't.
No, that's cool.
College.edu.
GarrettCollege.edu is
Yeah.
perfect.
So-
And that's where they can start the process. They can find out more, and then they can come and find out how to get into Kenny's classes.
Yeah.
I know 5 minutes already. I need to be in one.
Well, let me tell you, it feels like I've been talking for more than 5 minutes, but I do want to just mention just a few things that I think, and I'm not trying to bash anybody else at any other colleges, but some of the things that I thought was important. When I came in, they said, hey, you've got a lot of freedom to change the program around. Well, not really change, but to kind of spin it your own way. And what I've done is I've tried to make it so that the classes we have line up with industry standard certificates.
Yeah.
And we offer classes using CompTIA as test out. It's one of our primary, not our only resource, but when you graduate from out of our program, you actually have the opportunity to pick up 5 different certifications as you go through. So when you leave, not only do you have a Garrett College AAS degree, but you have the potential, now they got about a 50% pass rate, so you better pay attention in class. But you can leave here with those under your belt, and that's just gonna look great when you go to get hired,
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much for telling us about the programs today,
Yes.
Kenny. I think you've got me fired up and excited. Nick, what about you?
Yeah, I want to learn some more about cybersecurity.
All right, well, thanks
Yeah,
for
he's
letting me
got a
talk.
ton of kids too, so he needs to get them in your
Oh,
program. We were just talking about that last night. We got to get the kids super successful, so not only are they paying for you, they can pay for me too.
All right, well, thanks very much, and I appreciate it. I'm glad that we had a conversation at Tech at the Gap, because that got me here, and hopefully this reaches a few potential students.
Absolutely, we're going to do it. And thanks so much for coming in for our live event today. We appreciate time, Kenny, and appreciate
you.
all this info about the program. We're looking forward to getting it out there and into the ears of anyone that's interested in joining. It sounds like a great field, and again, happy and thankful for all you do here in our community.
All right, you too.
Thanks,
Kenny.
That was awesome.
Thank you all.
Well, Nick, what do you think? That was kind of an action-packed interview with Kenny. What do you think?
Cybersecurity is fascinating. So, I wish we could have gotten some more stories in there because it's, the field, the emails that I get every day that sneak through the filter, I would love to learn how I can do something about those, but I guess I need to go take the class.
Yeah. Kenny is such an interactive guy too. That was very fun to hear from him, and he's got great expressions. I almost wish we had that recorded. That was a lot of fun, and yeah, I need to learn more. I just met him a week ago, and he tells it how it is, and that's really fun. Speaking of professionals, we're going to talk to someone I've got to know quite a bit here in the last 6 months, or it has been longer. I don't know. Burke Friend from TaylorMade. How are you doing today?
I am doing fabulous. How are you guys?
I'm doing excellent. So it's been a day full of podcasts, special guests, and we've got so much more coming up here. The Business Bear podcast has been around for a while, and it's nice to kind of bring it together with this live event and get to know the community. We've seen so many aspects from resource partners to businesses, and I'm excited to talk about another great business in our community in TaylorMade. So thank you so much for coming in and being with us today, Burke. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. And this weather, we need the rain. The lake levels are a little low, but it's been gorgeous. The colors out here are absolutely fabulous.
This is the best time to be in Garrett County. I will argue that every day, all day long. What do you think, Nick?
The fall's my favorite. Yesterday we were at the Timber Rock Village ribbon cutting, and I think that was the prettiest foliage I've seen all year.
Yeah, shout out to Timber Rock Village. We're going to be talking about, so speaking of TaylorMade, the founders, Jody and Joe Rafosco, just opened another venture out there, which is fantastic. We encourage you to look that up. But let's talk about TaylorMade, Burke. Before we get there, actually, let's talk about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Burke Friend, and I am actually not a local to Garrett County. I am a transfer in. I came to the area, fell in love, met a farmer, and now I live in Garrett County. And so
That's the Hallmark Channel dream, right?
you would not believe how many people have said we need to make a Hallmark movie.
At least a book. I
Yeah.
mean, we've got 2 paperbacks on the way, right?
Yeah, I mean, he is a Christmas tree farmer, so we got all the nostalgia there too.
Oh my.
It's all there.
I never put all that together, but okay, all right.
Yeah. So made my way to Garrett County, was offered a position as a sales executive for TaylorMade Vacations, and here I am. And so my family, our oldest son is at Garrett County, well, I guess it's a high school now, he's an 8th grader.
Okay.
active football, where I guess we're getting ready to start into basketball season and all the
Nice.
county fair, and we have animals. So really getting into the community, participated, how I got to know you so well, and Garrett Leadership, which was a phenomenal program. And a lot of trying to get in the community and get
It's
involved.
awesome. Well, I'm happy to hear you're so involved, and you've got a son in basketball. I know I've got some basketball coaches chomping at the bit back. We'll be talking to them next. They're happy to hear it. We're happy to hear it. Again, Garrett County, great place to live. I'll say that. We've been saying it all day. We'll say it all day longer, and we'll fight anyone who doesn't believe it. So,
Yeah, and I mean, actually, speaking back for the fall callers, like occupancy ratings, because what I do is the vacation rental side. It's been crazy over Autumn Glory weekend. We had 80% occupancy. That's only 10% less than 4th of July. I mean, it's huge,
That
and
is
we're
so
going
good.
into this weekend with over 50% occupancy, which is crazy
now that's pretty crazy. Now,
for off season.
is that typical, or is that something you've never seen before?
It's definitely not what we've seen before.
Okay.
As long as, this is only my second season at Tailor Made Vacations. But in saying that, we have changed our marketing program to be able to get to those key groups that we need to
Yeah.
do.
Well, it definitely seems like driving around, it seems like, more of the peak times. There's more people around the lake, a lot more traffic. There's a lot more businesses are reporting, really good months.
Yeah.
And typically this would be time maybe when it's slowed down a little bit, but it seems like people are sticking around, checking out the fall foliage or foliage. I don't.
However
How
you
do you
pronounce
how do
it.
you pronounce that?
I mean, I pronounce it foliage.
Okay,
That's me.
we'll go with foliage. All right. Whatever the case may be, people are sticking around. It's beautiful, and I'm glad that we have such a great company that's out there helping connect our visitors and connect people coming into the area with some of the beautiful amenities Garrett County has to offer. So if I'm thinking about Garrett County, what's the process? Like, how do I get a hold of you? Do you guys have a website? Do you have social media? Where do I learn more about this?
All of the above. We have the website, which is deepcreekvacations.com,
Okay.
and you can go on to it. You can look at houses, browse, filter. You can, we have social media. We have the Facebook groups and all that good jazz, along with just calling in. And sometimes if you just call in as well, like go on the website, you'll get one of our great receptionists that can maybe they know the houses extremely well. You tell them what you're looking for, and they might be able to give you just a little bit more information than what you find just on the website.
Nice.
How many houses do you have, Burke? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, you're putting me on the spot there. Honestly, I can't say off the top of my head.
A lot?
Like over 400, I'm pretty sure.
Awesome.
Yes.
And that's a great question. There's a lot you guys have to offer, I'm sure. Everything from lakefront to out in the middle of the woods for someone that's looking to get away. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we have great lakefront townhomes or condos. They're not really condos, 2 bedrooms. I guess they are a condo. We have that. We have right on the ski slopes. We have right on the lake. We have out in the woods, houses, large houses. We have 1 bedroom to 8 bedroom.
Nice.
And we have houses with indoor pools and outdoor pools. In Garrett County, outdoor pools, not real this time of year isn't the greatest thing. But those indoor pools, let me tell you about them now.
It's going to start getting a little cold. maybe
Yeah, it's a
outside
little
of my
cold to be
comfort zone.
outside. We're
Yeah.
going to start shutting those pools down. But the indoor pools are absolutely fabulous.
And it's really cool to, see that we have a great amenity for year round. Do you guys do the 4-season thing? Tell me a little bit about
Absolutely. So 2 years ago, Joe and Jody sold to V-Trips,
that. Okay.
which is a national brand per se,
Mhm.
but they keep the local market. We're all local. We all live here. We all are invested in the community.
Yeah.
And so Tailor Made is still here and we're still strong. But in saying that, we get a lot of experience from our siblings per se that are different markets, but that are
nice.
beachfront, that are at the mountains. They're in Galveston, they're in Destin, they're in Fort Myers. We're the farthest north, and we're also the only one that is 4 seasons per se, with skiing, with the state parks and hiking, foliage, the lake. So we're year round, and that's when a lot of owners come to me and say, "What's so much better about this location than that?" Well, year round rentals.
Nice. So if someone were to come in and it's their first time to Deep Creek, they got their nice lake house and stuff, but they're thinking, man, where do I eat? What do I do? Do you guys have kind of a way to show people around?
Absolutely. So when you book with us, you're automatically going to get a welcome email that gives you some links to some of those amenities that are in the
Nice.
area. Along with when you get there at the house the old-fashioned way, you have that welcome booklet that you can flip through and see some of the things that are in the area as well.
You know, it's Economic Development Week, and that really drives the local economic engine right there. Tourism, you bring people in, and then you put them back out in the community at all these different businesses. And I think that's just a fantastic part of the ecosystem.
I was actually listening to another podcast the other day. The Ross Group did one with Jay Ferguson, one of the brokers at TaylorMade on the real estate side, and he was talking about how so many people come to Garrett County for a vacation, but they fall in love with the area. They fall in love, especially during the pandemic area. People came and stayed, but then they realized they could remote work, and what a great environment for their kids. And they're absolutely right. You come to Deep Creek on vacation, but you fall in love.
And I think, Nick, you hit the nail on the head. The businesses like yours help drive our economy. 60% of Garrett County's economy is driven by its hospitality and tourism industry. So it really counts for a lot around here. And it's nice to know that when people come here, they're going to have someone friendly and welcoming, like TaylorMade Vacations. That's going to keep them coming back, contributing to our local economy, the shops, and everyone that's built around the outdoor recreation field that we have. It's such a huge industry for us. Garrett County is rural in its entirety, but this Deep Creek Lake has been such a fantastic destination. For the longest time, it seemed like it was Maryland's best kept secret, and then the secret got out in those sea years, those COVID years.
I heard it was because of a great economic developer.
Checks in the mail. It'll be to you next week. We'll also say that being able to partner with our local businesses and our local resource partners like our Chamber of Commerce has been incredible for driving that. So we're really happy that you guys are here in our community doing great things. It sounds like people can come have a good time.
Yep.
And TaylorMade's one of the spots they can go to. Tell us your website and social media handles. Let's get people going to you.
So it's deepcreekvacations.com and then TaylorMade Vacations.
That's super easy.
Yeah.
Make sure you put the vacations part. Otherwise, you are going to be checking out some golf clubs.
Yes,
just want to put it out there. I don't know how many times I've needed to call someone to TaylorMade. I just put in TaylorMade. Now I'm shopping for golf clubs, and I'm like, great. I do need to upgrade.
I mean, we have lots of really great courses around the lake too, as well.
If you do wind up with
there
you
golf
go.
clubs, then
Okay, well, once you buy your golf
we still
clubs,
want
put
you.
in vacations.
We still want you.
Yeah, we still want you here. We got great golf courses for you. Like Burke said, put in vacations after that. You're on your way to booking your place and bring the guys up, bring the family up, whatever you need. Let's have a good time.
Absolutely.
So thanks so much, Burke. And now, before I let you go, you're not just involved here with TaylorMade, which is fantastic. You guys do a lot of great outreach, and you also have another local business here that you run. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I don't say I run, but my other half does. I'm not going to call him my better half,
Okay,
but my
that
other
you
half.
guys run.
Yes. So the whole reason I came to Garrett County was my fiance Taylor Signs, which has Wood Lake Tree Farm on Broadford, and yeah. Thank you. We work really, really hard on it. We have about 30 to 40,000 trees.
Nice.
And we have a lot of, we do Christmas. I mean, you have the experience, the Christmas tree choose and cut. We do a lot of wholesale trees into the city. And then also we provide a lot of services at the lake for landscape privacy trees, taking down big trees, those types of things on top of it all.
That's awesome. Now, there's a little bit of trivia here that I know, but I'm going to let you share. Now, you guys are not just big deal locally, but you provide a lot of trees for some folks in D.C. Tell us a little
Yes.
bit about that.
So we actually provide the Christmas trees to the National Shrine in D.C., which is, it gives me goosebumps talking about it. It is such a humbling experience to see the trees that you've tended to for so many years in such a historic and grand atmosphere at the National Cathedral, at the National Shrine. The Montessori, I might have said that wrong. They come and they actually hand select the trees, tag them. It's quite an experience.
That is so cool.
There's 60 of them.
That's so awesome.
So they were grown in Garrett County dirt.
Yep, a little connection to the nation's capital right here in
Yep.
Garrett County. Like I said, no matter where you go in the world, you're going to find a piece of Garrett County somewhere. And anytime you're in the National Shrine, you're going to find an awesome Garrett County business represented there. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
thanks so much, Burke. I know we're going to break that down in a future episode of the Business Bear podcast. We want to thank you so much for coming in
You're welcome.
and sharing what you have today. You've been patient. You've been kind of our audience today for a couple. We got a little off in our timing, but we've had so much fun today.
Yes,
and again,
absolutely. It's
thanks so
been
much
great.
for coming down.
You're welcome.
Shout out to our Leadership Garrett team. That's how I met Burke initially. She went through the Leadership Garrett program with me.